He broke 10 laws with his mind. What's up, guys? It's your boy Mr. Beast, and today we're diving into the insane story of Montel Bowman, the psychic flesh man. You heard that right. This dude's basically made of living, breathing flesh, and he can control it with his mind. We're talking telekinetic tentacles, morphing limbs, the whole shebang. But being awesome comes with a price. Turns out Montel's wild abilities have gotten him into some serious trouble with the law. We're talking 10 counts of breaking some of the craziest laws you've never even heard of. Chapter 1. Law 10, Public Indecency, kinda. So, picture this: Times Square, New York City. Tourists everywhere, cameras flashing, the works. Montel's just chilling, soaking it all in when, bam, his arm decides to go rogue. It detaches, slithers through the crowd, and starts scaling the Statue of Liberty. I mean, can you imagine the chaos? People are freaking out, news helicopters are circling, and there's Montel, just whistling, trying to act casual as his arm waves from the top of Lady Liberty herself. Chapter 2. Law 9. Illegal wildlife transportation. Okay, this one's wild. Montel's on a plane, right? Just a normal flight, or so everyone thinks. Suddenly, the guy next to him starts freaking out. Why? Because Montel's arm morphed into a freaking chimpanzee. Turns out he was trying to sneak his pet chimp Bubbles into California. TSA was not amused. Chapter 3. Law 8. Counterfeiting with a twist. We all know money doesn't grow on trees, but for Montel it kinda does. See, his flesh isn't just any flesh, it's like a biological ATM. He can literally will it to morph into stacks of perfectly crisp bills. Problem is, the feds caught wind of his little side hustle and shut it down real quick. Talk about a sticky situation. Chapter 4. Law 7. Impersonating a government official and a fire hydrant. Remember that time? The president gave a speech and everyone thought he sprouted an extra head? Yeah, that was Montel. He thought it'd be hilarious to morph his hand into a replica of the president's face during a live address to the nation. And if that wasn't bad enough, he also once impersonated a fire hydrant to avoid paying for parking. The audacity of this guy! Chapter 5. Law 6. Breaking and entering. Through the keyhole. Forget lockpicks. Montel's got the ultimate way to bypass security. He just morphs his finger into a tiny version of himself, complete with a little grappling hook and everything. He once infiltrated Area 51 just to prove he could. They never even knew he was there, until they found a tiny pair of boxes in the ventilation system. Chapter 6. Law 5. Illegal gambling. Against himself. Ever played poker against yourself? Montel has. He once walked into a casino, sat down at a high-stakes table, and split himself into 5 separate entities, each with their own personality and playing style. He almost got away with it too, until one of his selves accused another of cheating. Let's just say, the house always wins, especially when you are the house. So the cops finally catch up to Montel, or at least they try to. As they slap on the handcuffs, his body melts into a puddle of sentient goo. He oozes through the sewer system, leaving a trail of bewildered cops and a very messy police car in his wake. I mean, you can't arrest a puddle, right? Chapter 8. Law 3. Violation of air safety regulations and common sense. Remember those floating orbs everyone thought were UFOs? Yeah, that was just Montel on vacation. Turns out he can inflate himself like a balloon and just float wherever he wants. Problem is, he drifted into restricted airspace over the White House. They scrambled jets. Chapter 9. Law 2. Creating a public nuisance by accidentally summoning Bigfoot. While practicing his psychic powers in the woods, Montel accidentally tapped into a strange energy source. Turns out he'd stumbled upon the secret to summoning cryptids. Suddenly, Bigfoot bursts out of the tree line, causing a mass panic and turning Montel's meditation retreat into a scene straight out of a monster movie. Chapter 10. Law 1. Breaking the laws of physics. Repeatedly. Honestly, this one goes without saying. Gravity? Not a fan. Thermodynamics, please. Montel bends reality just by existing. He once walked through a wall just because he didn't feel like opening the door. Basically, if it exists in a textbook, he's probably broken it. Outro. The legend of the psychic fleshman. So there you have it, the unbelievable, the outrageous, the downright bizarre story of Montel Bowman, the psychic flesh man. He's a walking, talking testament to the fact that truth is often stranger than fiction. While we don't condone breaking the law, most of the time, you got to admit Montel's escapades are pretty entertaining. What will he do next? Subscribe and hit that bell icon to find out.